Angry guy here. And wow, guys, this is an interesting story for you. So, millennials are now struggling to afford food. I talked about this previously in other videos, but why aren't millennials spending? This comes from NPR. Well, they're poorer than previous generations, and this is officially from the federal government. Okay, that the reason why millennials are spending so little is because they are so poor and because they have such limited access to resources. This was actually in our this was and this, these findings actually came out last year. All right, as you look at this, you have to realize that it illustrates just how difficult times are for millennials right now as they're trying to afford just the basics of living so that they can enjoy a normal standard of living. It is truly awakening and humbling seeing this happening, but you also have to remember that for us to actually see real social change, we have to address the issues that are happening to this generation. There's also another article that I want to share with you guys, which even jumps into it further. And this is scary because millennials are also saying that they can't eat healthy because food costs too much. So basically, a lot of people don't know this, but it's a lot cheaper to go and buy a burger from McDonald's than it is to go and buy tons of healthy foods because they do cost quite a lot of money in the United States and in still a lot of other countries. Okay, and if you say, well, oh, that's nonsense, angry, I mean, you can go and buy veggies and all this other stuff. Vegetables cost are pretty expensive, and to be very honest with you, if you want to sit around eating vegetables all day, then that's how you would end up. I mean, that's going down the path of literally being a vegetarian, if not a vegan, where you're like, okay, well, I mean, vegans actually don't have you eat consume many animal products, but you're borderlining on it, where your body won't be getting enough nutrients, the proper nutrients that it needs to survive, to build muscle, to repair itself. It's a pretty severe thing. One of the things that our bodies really need is animal fat. You can actually check out videos by Dr. Sean Baker here on YouTube, and he talks about how, and this is actually the premise for what's called the carnivore diet, which is something I do, which I absolutely love. But millennials, a lot of millennials can't actually afford to do something like the carnivore diet because they cannot afford to eat meat. They can't afford meat. They can't afford healthy foods. You're like, what? Guys, steak is for rich people. Meat is for rich, like literally, meat is for rich people. Millennials can't afford to buy the food of rich people. Okay, they can't afford that. So millennials are settling for the cheapest food they can get. This is junk food. We're talking about chips, candy, fast food, stuff like this. Basically, they're basically eating anything they can eat, even if it's garbage, even if it's not good for their bodies. They're basically eating these foods. And the sad thing about these foods is a lot of these foods are designed to create what we call addiction. Okay, addiction on carbohydrates, addiction to various things within that meal itself. Okay, this is how they're calibrated. They're designed to get you to eat more. Okay, there's a thing called was it, I don't know if it was GMO, but there's something that they used to put in food to make it more tasty. But in reality, what it would do is it would tell your brain that you're eating something really great and this is an amazing experience, when in reality it's not all that great. So for example, you put the substance in cookies and the cookies taste better, but it's not that the cookies really taste all that great. It's that the substance within the cookies are telling your brain that these cookies are amazing. It's pretty, and I think they actually banned it. Like that stuff is actually banned mostly. I mean, it's a pretty significant issue right now. And the irony is that we already know that millennials are going to have a shorter lifespan than their parents. It's something statistic that we're the first generation in modern history to have that will have a shorter lifespan than our parents' generation. And keep in mind, our parents' generation is not the generation of the Generation Xers. Those are a lot of those guys come from a combination of boomers and a combination of really old boomers and a combination of what do you call those guys? Of the silent generation. So they're, the boomers are the parents of the millennials predominantly. And it's what the interesting thing is that the shift shows us that while the boomers are still able to survive and even some thrive, millennials can't buy food. They can't buy, forget about buying homes. Millennials can't buy food, and the food that they are eating, they can't eat healthy food. Okay. This is so painful. So we've heard all the time that our generation is poor and homeless due to our incessant coffee and avocado habits. If the mainstream narrative is to be believed, all we do is spunk our hard-earned salaries on wellness fads. And by the way, guys, if you can hear me in the chat, let me know. But it turns out that actually the main barrier to young people getting healthy is being unable to afford healthy food. It's true, guys. It's so true. According to a survey by Viva, more than three quarters of young people are interested in eating more healthy, but find themselves unable to afford fresh grub. Women are more likely than men to say money is an issue, with almost 80% of those surveyed saying that they struggle to buy healthy food compared to 75% of men, which is still extremely high. Okay. So I mean, it's just a 5% difference. Okay, guys, think about how much of our generation is struggling just to buy food. All right. Among those aged over 55, that figure came down to just 54%. So basically, baby boomer women, about almost half of baby boomer women are not struggling. About roughly half of all baby boomers are doing well enough to buy food and not struggle because they're fine. Okay. So about half of all baby boomers are doing okay economically, while, don't get me wrong. And then about half of them are struggling to buy food. But then when it comes to millennials, 80% of women and 75% of male millennials can't buy food. They can't buy food. Okay. And to say that, oh, well, they can buy food, it's just not good food. You can't call that stuff food. Eating at McDonald's every day. I know you're like, well, if you're desperate, you'll eat it. Guys, this is not food. Food is energy for your body. That's what food is. That stuff, McDonald's is not fuel for your body. Burger King is not fuel for your body. These are things that do harm to your body. They damage your body. They damage your cells. They lead to things like fatty liver disease and heart disease and all these other things. Okay. I'm just being very honest with you. These are not foods for regular human consumption. And in many cases, they're not foods that you should really consume at all. You're going to say, what the heck? Well, then why can't I live a little? You can have an incredible burger that you make at home. You can use flaxseed bread, so you bring down the carbohydrates. Guys, it tastes so much better. Trust me, when you cook your own food, it tastes so much better than the stuff that you're getting at these fast food places that just boo, 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 boo. And here's the thing, guys. We're literally paying, in many cases, like $20 for like 50 cents for like like food that didn't even cost the distributors a lot to produce. Although I won't say that's entirely true, because I had a friend whose parents used to run a great restaurant and they had to close it. They had to close their restaurant. Well, they sold it because they could no longer survive. This actually happened in the Great Recession, because the cost of everything skyrocketed up. During the Great Recession, we experienced significant inflation, like massive inflation. A lot of people don't remember this. In the Great Recession, we experienced massive inflation where little things were costing crazy amounts of money. A tomato was like costing like insane amounts of money. A potato, these things skyrocketed as a result of inflation. A lot of people don't talk about the fact that we experienced some significant inflation because as fewer people started buying, as fewer people were buying, and people were and pulling back, the prices began going up for these things as distributors cut back production, thereby creating artificial scarcity. Oh my gosh. This is, guys, this is where we're at right now. Okay. We're poor and homeless. Okay. We're poor. We are generation. We're so I mean we're the largest growing millennials. We represent the largest growing homeless population in the United States and probably in some other countries too. But statistically, we represent the largest growing homeless population in the United States, and we can't even afford food. Okay, guys. Like, I mean, when are people going to wake up and say, yeah, this is not this is not good? And then AP 530 is out here putting is out here with his hashtag ban life for life. Let me jump on this. So I'm going to address James Wood. There are 24 vital nutrients you cannot get with eating animal products. If you try to take vitamins and supplements, these you cannot get. Okay, you cannot vitamin supplements. These are not absorbed by the body, so you end up extremely unhealthy. So yeah, there's a bunch of nutrients that you cannot get without eating animal products. There's tons of nutrients you can't get without eating animal products. You cannot get them in plant-based foods. I'm just being honest with you. And millennials cannot afford to buy meat. Okay, like literally, when I was a vegan, that's around the time when my cancer developed, and it was my vegan doctor who told me to stop being a vegan. I know you're like, vegan doctor. So at the time, I don't know if she was a vegan or not, but she is a vegan now, evidently. My millennial generation Xer, she's like on the cusp of it. Doctor told me to stop being a vegan, and she was either a vegan at the time or she's a vegan now. It's like pretty hilarious. It is pretty darn hilarious, okay? And you guys really need to think about this, because this affects you. This affects your standard of living. This affects your ability to survive and to thrive in an economy that really doesn't seem to care about you at all. All right. Ultimate Sin says, "Hey, Angry, you should co-host with." So yeah, me and so that's not going to happen. That's absolutely not going to happen, to be very honest with you. I will be bringing on some other co-hosts, but that individual, for example, maybe I'll bring on DDJ. I might bring on DDJ to talk a bit about what's happening in the socioeconomic things happening socioeconomically right now and so forth. But I don't. But that's probably the closest that would be getting there. Oh my gosh, I can't. Like, AP is like just going nuts in the chat. Let me see here. Like, talking about Vic. Get it, like the ceiling fan, get a job. Worst diets for you, being vegan or vegetarian. Here's the thing. Millennials aren't working. Okay, there are fewer millennials working today than before the Great Recession, and all the jobs that have been created since then have all been low wage jobs. The recent job report about 226,000 jobs being created was nonsense, because those are holiday jobs, and that just illustrates that a lot of retailers had downsized so much that they had to hire that many people to help during the holidays, and those people are not going to remain on staff after the holidays. I mean, it is puzzling. Don't forget that every time someone drops out of the economy, gives up on looking for work, that's one less person that is considered unemployed. So all these unemployed people are no longer considered unemployed because they've given up. Yeah, that's progress. Hence, we have a low job. What do you call that thing? Low unemployment rate. You've got to be kidding me. So the unemployment rate in the United States right now, we're supposed to believe is 3.5%, and we're in a robust economy where there's money everywhere and the streets are paved with gold, as millennials can't buy food, at least not good food. Okay, and they can't buy homes, and they are becoming the largest growing home. They're becoming the largest population contributing to the homeless population. They are they. I mean, it is just like going. It's. Where the world is this really going on? Okay, I don't know. James Wood says you changed your name a lot. It took a while. Took a while, man. What AP is like white bread is best. White bread is bad. Like for those of you that don't know, white bread is extremely bad for you, okay? Because it takes out all the vital nutrients, and then you're just left with basically loads of carbohydrates that are going to break down into sugars, and you're just going to end up gaining tons of weight. And it's like putting nothing in your body because you're not, guys. There's literally nothing in white bread. Like there's literally nothing in white bread, nothing. And this is what we're living off. We're living off. We're living off. We're living off literally like bread and cheese. Okay, bread and cheese. If we want to eat meat, we have to go to McDonald's. And like I don't know if you've seen those videos on YouTube that show how McDonald's burgers from like a McDonald's burger from like 1980 something that has not like aged at all. Like there's literally no mold on it. Like 1980 something, and there is literally no mold on it. The bread is 100% preserved. The cheese is perfect. The meat is perfect. There's no mold on it. All right. How is this possible? Think about that. That's what you're eating. Okay. You're eating something that doesn't rot. Okay. Food is supposed to naturally rot. When you are consuming food that doesn't naturally rot, you need to start asking questions. Okay. We wonder why rates of cancer have increased so much in the United States, among other things such as heart disease and kidney failure and a variety of other things, especially diabetes. But we fail to think about the fact that the foods that we eat today are not the foods that our ancestors ate. I mean, like, 100 years ago, because, we're heading into 1920, we're heading into 2020. And if you go back to 1920, they weren't eating this garbage. They were eating normal, healthy foods. And if you look, guys, I want you to look at how people looked back then. You didn't have a multitude of people who were overweight, who were struggling with obesity. You didn't have high rates of Alzheimer's. You cannot tell me that the link between Alzheimer's and obesity doesn't exist, because it clearly does. Okay, or unhealthy living. And people say, well, unhealthy living, that's not unhealthy living. I eat a cheese sandwich, I eat what I can eat here and there, but that's not unhealthy. Yes, it is. I mean, listen to me. When you are working on your body, the most important thing is the stuff you put inside of it. Diet, exercise, all of that comes second. The most important thing is the most important thing is your diet and what you put into your body, because that determines everything, how you feel, how you look, and then everything else comes afterwards. All right. In fact, what you put into your body affects your job performance. It affects your mental state. It affects your physical health. It affects your longevity. It affects your lifespan. Okay. I want you guys to think about these critical factors, and I want you guys to understand that this is something that is really very, very prominent in the United States. In other countries, a lot of people eat much better than people in the United States. I'm talking about in many third world countries, people eat much better than people in the United States. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Think about it. Because in these countries, they can raise their own animals, and they have access to like chickens and all. I mean, it's a different way of living. Here, you can't just go to a farm and get animals, or you can't raise a group of chickens in your backyard. It's not feasible. Okay. So you can't. I mean, the only way you can eat is if you go and buy food from a supermarket. Guys, like, have you thought about this, like, at all? Like, if all the supermarkets decide, like, if there's a run on the markets, right? Run on Walmart and all these places. Has anyone thought about the notion, especially with cheap food? Has anyone thought about the notion that when this stuff happens, we won't be able to buy food? Like, literally, this cost of food is going to skyrocket. and it's going to be impossible. It's going to be near impossible to eat for many millennials. Okay, and guys, literally, I mean just food in general, because the prices skyrocket so much. Okay, it's unbelievable, unbelievable. Guys, I do want to remind you, we have a brand new course for you called Make Massive Profits Mining Cryptocurrency. This course is so amazing because as we're heading into this and just unbelievable, global depression. That's what it is. It's a global depression. You're going to need to know how to make money fast. One of the best ways to make money quickly is learning how to mine cryptocurrency. And mining has changed in the point where you no longer need expensive hardware to do it. Okay, with this, there's so many different methods. So with this, so you're going to learn not only what is crypto mining and how crypto mining works and methods for mining, but you're also going to get the different kinds of mining options that exist and the most profitable cryptocurrencies for mining. If we can actually check out the entire curriculum. So again, this course is $500, but you can get it for $299 right now. And you will find Introduction to Making Massive Profit Mining Cryptocurrency, what is mining cryptocurrency and how mining works, how to decide what mining method is right for you, mining methods, most profitable cryptocurrency for mining mistakes that will financially ruin you and how to avoid them, and of course, mining 2.0 and beyond. So this is a very extensive course that's going to help to prepare you for the future so that you can survive. We also have tons of other great courses that are available for you. We have Making Massive Profit Off the Stock Market Using Crypto. That's a $300 course that usually goes for $600. That price is actually going to be going up very, very soon. We have Making Massive Profit Off Cryptocurrency in a Global Recession, Crypto Secrets They Don't Want You to Know, and Expat's Guide to Decentralized Banking and Off-the-Grid Living, Mastering Crap Coins, how to find crap coins that will make you massive profit, how to make massive profit from ICOs and not lose everything. Again, this course is actually this is a very, very serious course. I'm not joking. I recommend everyone pick up this course. You can make so much money from this ICO course because it teaches you how to make money from ICOs without ever investing a dime in them. Make massive profit from ICOs without ever investing a dime in them. Okay, so that course is pretty amazing. But as I said, you have to go and pick it up while before things go, before everything goes downhill, and then you're trying to learn everything. You're trying oh my gosh, I want to learn this. No. You should be thriving during the recession. You shouldn't be struggling to catch up, because people like me that are already ahead, or Mickey Turner or what's his, our Nature Monk, or Tim. Tim is a beast, animal. Come on. We have how blockchain actually works for those of you that don't have any idea. We have Make Massive Profits Without Taking Massive Losses. That's for $179. We have how to choose and invest in crypto in altcoins that will increase by 100,000 times and make you massive profit. This course is so interesting. So this course is usually $800. You can get it for $400. But this is going to teach you how to find those coins that are going to increase by 100,000 times in value. We have Crypto Millionaire, which will give you the strategy you need to become a crypto millionaire. You can get this course just for $1,000. It usually goes for $10,000. You have Convert Cryptocurrencies Without Using an Exchange. We have how to quickly withdraw your crypto in cash from any ATM and other crypto to cash conversion methods. We have how to time the crypto market and make massive profit. How to take profit from cryptocurrencies and not lose your entire investment. How to get tons of valuable cryptocurrency for free without mining or paying for it. This is a $600. This course costs $3,000. With this course, guys, I'm telling you right now, you will literally wake up with tens of thousands of dollars in your account, in your private wallets. Okay, trust me. This course. Woo, we have Mastering the Ethereum Wallet and Blockchain course for those of you that are invested in the Ethereum network, because Ethereum is something a little bit different. But it's really great. So there's a course there for you for those of you that really want that. It's so detailed and in depth. It's amazing. Next up, we have how to choose and invest in altcoins that will increase by 10 times to 1,000 times or more. This is a $1,200 course you can get for $300 right now. We have how to buy Bitcoins anonymously and through secret methods, and that's a $600 course, which you can get for $200 right now. We have and that's going to be going up to 299 shortly. We have introduction to day trading cryptocurrency for a living for from $1,749. Usually goes for 3,000. And of course, we have the introduction to cryptocurrency course, which is $300 right now. Usually goes for 900. This is actually the most popular selling course so far, and I mean, everyone should have it. Everyone should. For those of you that don't know how crypto works, buy the course. Okay, start learning. Don't wait until the markets till the depression is obvious and everyone's struggling. We have a bunch of new courses that are going to be coming for you guys soon, very soon, such as the best crypto-friendly countries that for expats to flee to. That course is when it comes out, it's going to be an early bird special, so you'll get it. You'll be able to get it for $200 for maybe the first 5 hours, and then I'll be going back up to 299, and until it works its way up to 800. But when it does get released, you will be able to pick it up for the first 5 hours for that early bird special, because it's a really, really intensive course. We have making massive profit off cryptocurrency in a global recession, which is amazing. This is guys, you want to become rich? This is going to teach you how to do it. That's a $300 course, making massive, and although it usually goes for 1,000, we have making massive profit off the stock market using crypto. Yeah, I mean, guys, there's just so much. And of course, we have crypto for stupid people, which I'm working on. I'm kind of dragging. You know what's terrible? So many people have asked me for this course, crypto for stupid people, and I told you, I don't think, I think that I'm gonna the starting payment. I've already said I'll drop it for $190. I'm gonna give you guys 5 hours. When the course comes out, you guys will have 5 hours to pick it up for $199, because it's such a hard course for me to design. And I mean, literally, this is an academic course, and I'm designing literally for baby steps. I mean, I feel it's so unfair to sell this for 200, but I did say I would drop it for 200, but it's only going to be 5 hours. All right. So if you get it during that, if you're one of those people watching, you're oh gosh, I want this course, I want it, but I don't want to pay $600 for it. I will send out the mass email, and I'll talk about it in a video like this. And if you get it for $200 during that 5 hour window, fine. Just be prepared. All right, guys. I want to keep my word. I don't want to sell it for $200, but I will for 5 hours, and then it goes back to $299, and then up to and then $399 before working its way all the way back up to $600. Because I'm telling you right now, literally, it's this is a course like this is it's like being a speech pathologist, where you're it's not perfectly a perfect example, but it's such a specialized type of thing. Literally, it's a specialized type of course for some people. It's so specialized that it requires so much work and design. But anyway, you can find links to all these courses on cryptomoney.academy. There are links in the description of the video, so you can pick up your favorite course, start learning, start thriving. And, I mean, like I said, we're in a terrible economic situation right now. AP says Dr. Mickey Turner makes the best cupcakes in the USA. You guys are so funny. You guys are hilarious. Anyway, what do you think about this whole situation with millennials struggling to afford food? And millennials being the largest growing homeless population. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. We'll talk more about it. And again, you can find links to cryptomoney.academy if you want to pick up a course, because now's the time. Love God. Well, love Jesus Christ. Get your money. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.